What's up, y'all? T Brown 31 here from the Takedown Sports, and I wanted to go ahead and start my throwback sports gaming series with a little bit of a throwback and something new with NFL 2K5, the Resurrected mod. Now, this is a mod that comes from Lost Soul. He's got a YouTube channel where he shows off the mod, does weekly updates. I'll link his channel in the description, but basically what this mod does is update the game to 2021. So not just rosters, but updated uniforms, whatever you can pretty much think of as far as the game goes. So going into your memory card, you've got a high roster, so for high overalls, and then you got a low roster on the second memory card for lower overalls. So I'll be going with the high one just to show that off real quick. So just go ahead and load it into the game, and here you go. So as you can see, Trey Lance week 1 being 90 overall, that's a bit high. Raheem Mostert at 100 overall. That's what you're going to get with this high roster, but it looks good. As you can see, we've got the week 1 rosters for everybody, going through all the quarterbacks. And one nice touch that they added, which wasn't in earlier versions of the mod, is the player pictures. So I think originally it was just the pictures that were already in the game, but now they've got the pictures of the guys in real life as they are now. So definitely a cool touch there. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool to see. Now, as somebody that didn't grow up with this game, being born in 2001, I just started playing 2K5 maybe in the past year or so. It's definitely still really cool to see how good this game looks with the mod. And I know it has PS2 graphics, of course, so it's not going to look that amazing as far as player models go, but at the end of the day, it's an amazing looking game with the mod being upscaled in the emulator. So definitely impressive work by the mod team in this one. So yeah, just going through the rosters, you can see all the receivers, going through every team, whatnot. And one thing I will definitely say is that an ideal roster for me would be in between the low and the high rosters, but it's not really that big of a deal to me at the end of the day, because the high roster, everybody's pretty much going to be decently high, and the low roster, everybody's going to be pretty much decently low. So it doesn't feel like you're getting a crazy imbalance when you're playing with a player that's 100 overall. All right, so as you can see, there's a lot of them if you go through the rosters, and a lot of high 90s, but again, not a big deal. These guys definitely did a good job with it, so I'm not going to complain too much about that one as I'm going through and just showing all the top guys from each team right here. So now what I want to show you real quick is the franchise mode. So they've got a franchise file that's already set up and loaded on your first memory card that came with the mod. So you just go ahead and load that up, and then here you go. So nothing crazy with trying to load in the rosters. Go to front office, go to contracts to see your team real quick, and then boom. Nothing new. It's the same roster that I just loaded. So that's good. You don't really have to worry too much about having to take extra steps to get the roster in. You just go right into that franchise mode file. Now, you do have control of all teams, but obviously you can change that or just control one. But yeah, definitely cool that they had it set up that way, where you can pretty much just jump straight into it and not have to do anything else. Now, you saw it says restoring default rosters. Now just go back in, and you want to load your rosters again just to make sure it's still there. But this time I'm going to be loading the low rosters to show that off. Now, as you can see, Trey Lance was a 90 overall before, now he's in the low 70s, so definitely a huge difference. Not seeing nearly as many 90s, barely any 90s at all actually, just some of the top guys at the position. So they were definitely a lot more generous with the ratings in the high rosters, and in the low rosters, complete opposite. So whichever one you want to use, it doesn't really matter too much to me. Like I said, either one would be fine. But as you can see, the rosters, the overalls are definitely not nearly what they were. So now I just want to go back in, load the high rosters again so I can go into practice mode. Here it is. So I got the Panthers, my favorite team, and as you can see just by the numbers, got the updated rosters. They're working, and here you go. So Sam Darnold at QB, Christian McCaffrey at running back spot, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore at wide receiver, and then Dan Arnold, who was on the team at the start of the year, at tight end. So yeah, it definitely looks really good, and obviously you got the new updated uniforms to 2021. But I think as of right now, there's just home and away uniforms, which is completely fine. I don't know how much it takes to be able to mod these uniforms, but I can assume it's a lot. So I won't complain there. Just having the home and away uniforms is perfectly fine. I know I'm pretty sure they did some work with some of the uniforms that are already in the game, but don't quote me on that. But I know for sure that they did mod the home and away uniforms to the current uniforms that each team has. So definitely really cool to see. I mean, obviously, this is a PS2 game. It's not going to look amazing, but with it upscaled new rosters, it's definitely looking really good and gives this game a fresh coat of paint for sure. And just showing off a few more plays here and going through the audible system and whatnot. I definitely need to play a lot more 2K5 as I go forward with this channel and with this series. Last thing I wanted to show you is just a little 2K5 thing here. Pants getting dirty even in practice. Pretty cool. But with that being said, I actually want to go into a game now. Now, when I recorded this, I thought the Chiefs and Rams would have been the Super Bowl matchup. I was halfway correct. The Rams did make it, the Chiefs did not. But either way, I will still be rolling with the Chiefs just to show off a few plays here. But first, as you can see, Sean McVay is the Rams coach, and you can choose any of the other coaches in the NFL. They have their real pictures as well. I'm not really sure if the records are correct. They might be based off the records that are of the coaches in the game already. But I'm pretty sure the years are correct though. So if you're somebody like that really wants all that stuff accurate, that's fine. And then as you can see, Chris Berman, they even updated him. So I mean, they didn't even have to do that, but they did. And there you go. You got the mod in full action right here. Updated Rams uniforms. I know it does still say St. Louis. That's another thing that's really not a big deal to me. You can only do but so much. And I'm sure if they can figure out a way to do it, they probably will. But not a big deal. I mean, the game looks great. I mean, the rosters being updated, got the uniforms. That looks clean. And the picture, again, I mean, it just looks so nice. I keep harping on it, but I mean, it really makes the game look like it belongs in 2022 now. But yeah, I mean, got it on offense. Just going to give it to Burton here. Just a few more plays to show off how it looks and everything. And something cool about 2K5, those little after play cutscenes, they actually seem organic. They don't seem like they're forced, It just feels like it just flows perfectly. And getting to Travis Kelce, you'll get up and see him and Aaron Donald walking by each other. I mean, it's just stuff like that really makes this game look so good. And the ESPN cutaways to the replays, of course. So, and just showing one more play here. Patrick Mahomes getting sacked, and yet another little celebration. This time with two guys after getting that sack. Got the ESPN cutaway, just showing that. And yeah, I mean, again, this looks amazing to say the least. But yeah, that's pretty much just what I wanted to show you guys. Just doing a little bit of an overview. Again, I'll have Lost Souls channel in the description, and I'll have a link to the actual mod itself, so you guys can go check that out and give them some support. Download the mod for yourself. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you all later.